Hi, I'm Mark Huntress. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to can your fruits or vegetables. First, you're going to use a jar that is not like this. The glass in this jar is not made for canning. This glass is not strong enough. It might just blow up if you try to can with this. What you are going to use is a ball jar or a mason jar. These jars can withstand high temperatures and pressures and changes in temperature and pressure. If you are reusing your lid, you are doing it wrong. It's important that this rubbery type substance forms an airtight seal on the top of your jar. So you have your jars and your jar lids and your rings, and you have some tomato sauce or apple butter perhaps that you'd like to preserve. So the first step is to cook your tomato sauce or apple butter. It's important to have whatever food you're going to can to be hot before you put it in the boiling water, because it can put too much stress on the glass to go from room temperature to boiling instantaneously. And when you put in your hot food, it's very important to not fill it all the way to the top. You're going to want to leave maybe a half an inch of air space, because what happens during the canning process is the boiling water heats up the food and the air inside. The food expands and the air gets expelled through the lid that's on, and it's on very loosely. When you close the lid on your food, you only close until the jar starts to move underneath it. If you close it any tighter than that, air bubbles may not be able to escape, and then your jar will blow up. Any bacteria that's already in here on these things is going to get killed with the bacteria in your food if you boil it for a half an hour or 45 minutes. After you remove the jars from the boiling water, after they've been boiling for about a half an hour, you'll take them out before the water cools down at all. And what should happen is that the contents will cool down, and it will form a vacuum inside the jar, and it will suck down the lid, and you really don't need to have the ring anymore because the lid is being sucked down. And you can tell it's a vacuum because the lid is not coming up at all. This jar, it's just sitting here. It hasn't been canned with. You can tell the lid kind of like makes a sound. There's no vacuum here, but here there is a vacuum.